Charisse must have a cheating rumor or allegation on Karen, because otherwise, why are we getting these scenes with like eye candy and attracted to other men? Because it's a complete detour from what we've heard all these years of her only needing Ray. You know what I mean? All right. Well, we get all the way into that and then some on this week's recap of Potomac. But if you're new here, hello, I'm Emily, and this is She Speaks Bravo, where we talk all things Bravo TV and sometimes a little true crime. So if that is your thing, well, then subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss an episode. If you are already subscribed, love you, mean it. All right, let's get into this week's episode of Potomac. My name is Emily, and I have been watching Bravo TV as a form of self-care for over a decade. Needless to say, I'm a complete mess. Subscribe and follow along for painfully insightful recaps about Bravo, true crime, and other great TV. Hit that bell. Speaking of you guys, Kendrick, I have a lot more Super Queens signed up. Members. I know.
Yay.
I know. I'm actually really honored, guys. Thank you so much. I didn't think I'd even get like 10 in my first month of launching this, and I have 15.
Woo woo. We love that.
We love them. So Super Queens, time for your shout outs. I'm going to go through them kind of faster than usual just because I want to get through this episode, but Kendrick's going to help me per usual because he's the best. All right, here we go. Shelly.
Hey, Shelly.
Lissy.
Hey, Lissy.
Jess.
Hi, Jess. Mwah.
Taylor.
Taylor. No,
Rita.
No Swift. Hey, Rita.
Parker.
Hey, Parker. Love that name.
I know. I do too. Andrea.
Hey, Andrea.
We love this. Valeska.
Ooh, Valeska. I know that's right. I know that's right. Sarah. Oh, reliable. We love a reliable name, okay?
Jasmine. Hey, girl.
Jasmine. You know what? People don't name their daughters Jasmine anymore.
Right?
I wonder why. That's so weird. I've always loved Jasmine. Love that. Hey, Jasmine.
We got Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Molly.
No Shannon. Okay.
Oh. Majid.
Ooh, hi, Majid.
I know. Abby. My
Abby.
UK queen.
Okay, UK. My Ekin Sue.
Grace.
Hey, Grace.
Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
And Margot.
Best. I love Margot. I love that name.
Me too.
So good. Okay.
Thank you, Super Queens. Love you. Mean
love
it.
Hey,
love them. Hey, guys. Thank you, Kendrick. I really appreciate that.
Of course.
Always here for it. Okay, so guys, if you're not a Super Queen, then you didn't get to enjoy the House of the Dragons and Euphoria predictions, which also we don't know when that will ever happen anyway. So
nope.
And the prediction is we don't know when we'll ever see it.
Nope. HBO, we just get hooked to another show,
yes.
And just wait. We just ride them all out. Just wait till our shows come back.
You're a Succession watcher, right?
I watched season 1, but then I just forgot to watch. So
oh my God, you could enjoy it.
I know. Kaya beats me up every week. I promise you. Before I saw the teaser that dropped. Before season 4, I'm gonna watch all 3 seasons. So
I'm
get caught up and
jealous
watch
that
along.
you get to watch it for the first time. It's such a good show.
It is. I didn't stop it because I hate it. I just
I get it.
You start watching something else and then it's
I fully get it. I will say that season 2 wasn't my favorite of all 3 seasons. I thought season 1 was perfect because it was just a perfect thing. Season 2, it set up season 3 perfectly, and then season 3 was so now I'm so jealous that you get to watch it for the first time. It's such an amazing ensemble cast, so yes, you will love. Cannot wait. But when I saw it said spring 2023, I was like, rude.
I know. Marvel does that shit now too. They dropped this amazing trailer for a show called Secret Wars. My dog just flew out of the room. I don't know what the hell just happened. So I'm guessing someone just pulled up. But they dropped the trailer for a show that I've been looking forward to for so long called Secret Invasion. Amazing trailer. And then when it comes time to tell us when, they're like spring 2023. And I'm like, what the hell? That's wide ranging. What does that mean?
That's wide ranging.
Very wide ranging. When is it happening?
That's wide ranging.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
That's so funny. That's wide ranging.
So upset.
Okay. Here we go. Potomac. We can do this, guys. Sorry. Kendrick and I have been having a lot of fun, okay? We can't help it. Stand in your truth. Okay. That's the name of the episode. All right. So we have Candiace talking to Eric. She's like, we're not doing this. And he's like,
Eric,
why are you saying this to me? She's like, okay, listen, I've been doing this way too long.
Mm-hmm.
Don't act like you don't know that. Like you said last week, I just did one of these with Ashley. Mm-hmm. Now I'm doing another one of these with Gizelle. It's not like you don't know what the fuck is going on. Okay. Yep. And Candiace is right. She's like, they've all apologized for Michael Darby over and over again.
Oh.
It's absurdly true.
What a while when they showed that flashback of him grabbing the cameraman. I remember watching that episode, that season though, all together was wild. But watching that whole,
he was such a dick that season. Yes. Oh my God.
Oh.
He was gaslighting everybody, and he was like such a narcissistic like abuser during that, making everyone feel like they were like gaslighting everybody. Like, because you were there. It's like, yeah, well, okay, never mind. I can't even go down that road.
Right, I know.
He's down that road. And then Eric says, "You've all said things about each other." Like, this must be really hard for a producer because there's an element of producing reality TV where you are kind of manipulating and lying.
Yeah.
Like it's true. Like you're trying to get them to do things that I don't know. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
So he's like, you've all said things about each other, even though they all know this is bullshit. All of them know this is bullshit.
I think the last time we got an Eric Fuller appearance was I think when Monique and Candiace had the fight and remember he was the one that was trying to put her in the cab. Yes.
Please, baby.
Just get in the car, please. I think that was our last Eric spotting.
The way he said, please, baby, was like so sincere. Like, I am begging you to just get in this van.
They were not expecting any of that. They were like, oh, God.
I loved the other producer, too, that was like in the hall, in the stairwell with Monique. He was also a star.
Yes.
The way he was just like holding that door was.
Please move.
They were stars. They were true stars of those.
Yes. Scenes. Oh, boy.
So good. Chills.
So good.
If you just think about them in that scene and look past Candiace and Monique, they really brought it.
Yes.
They should do a version of where you just follow them.
I know, right?
Right.
I want to watch that show. Give me that.
Me too. Totally. Because right? Oh my God, that's actually an interesting concept. Candiace like, I've said things that are true. And when she said this next part, I was like, this is kind of iconic. She goes, and don't cut out none of my fourth wall. None of it. She looks right in the camera. None of it. I want it all in there. The fact that she called it my fourth wall was what was so like, we all knew exactly what she meant. Like none of my fourth wall. Like I know how you guys do that where like the fourth wall can't be broken. This is my fourth wall. I want it all.
I loved it. It was so like that was her way of saying like, yeah, I want y'all to know that I know this is some bullshit. I want y'all to know it. Leave it in. I know we feel you, Candy. We feel you, Candy gal.
Like, again, did Gizelle want to give Candiace this moment? Because she gave her this moment. But she says, not today, Satan. Not today, neck.
Oh.
Not today, ankles.
Oh. Oh no.
I was
Oh,
frozen. I was
know.
frozen.
Oh. Oh no.
Frozen.
I can't. I love Gizelle. Gizelle is such a like I'm gonna do the fuck out of my job and then go home kind of person because I love that like right when Candy like went to have this whole like
Gizelle
meltdown,
kept working.
she just went right back out there. They're like, is she okay? Like, yep. I think she's just talking to Eric. like she had no idea why Candiace was so upset. She's like, yeah, she's okay. So
Or
anyway,
she
what are you guys
probably
talking
knew and was
about?
like, we'll deal with that another time.
Right, exactly.
She's like, yeah, no, I really pissed her off, but I got business with you, Mia.
Right.
She literally just kept it moving. That is why this one group event is so impressive to me.
Yes.
This is a dance class. These scenes are usually, these moments are so lame usually. That's why Karen missed it with her 102-degree fever.
Right.
She's like, sure, I'm not really going to go because honestly, these are lame. These are not real.
Right.
But we got Ashley and Gizelle fighting and resolving that issue because Gizelle was being really, out of line. And we got the dance class itself, which was entertaining. We got Gizelle confronting Candiace. Candiace saying fourth wall, leave it all in. All of that. All of that. Now, Wendy's talking about her meeting with Peter. This is where Charisse really comes in handy because Charisse doesn't have any history with Wendy.
Right.
So she could kind of just say organically like, oh, I mean, but a restaurant, you're living there because it's ridiculous that you're going into a restaurant.
It
venture.
is.
Like, it's absurd. You're doing that.
It's so ridiculous.
And she looks so dumb too. She's like, well, that's why I'm only going to be 20% owner. And it just, then don't do it.
Right.
Why?
What are you talking about?
Then don't do it at all. And Ashley's like, how is this going to affect your relationship with Eddie? And she's like, well, I haven't even told him yet.
Girl.
Then why are you doing it? And Charisse just giving her that perfect look of like, what are you? I don't know you that well, but what are you talking about?
She has no idea. And neither
but
do
not
we.
Really wanting to get too far into it. She's like, okay.
Right. Because if it hadn't been anyone else that said that to her, Wendy would have been in her confessionals like, we all know Gizelle's just a hater. She can't do it. Robin just, she don't want that, blah, blah, blah. What does she know about sex and all this kind of stuff? So it was perfect that it was Charisse that was like the one calling her. And I love that like none of the rest of them actually like even bothered to engage in this conversation. It was like Robin being the one changing the subject, like, okay, I got a bone to pick with you, so let's stop that dumb shit you're talking about since you're not doing like, this restaurant
anyway with
right
your Nigerian restaurant with Peter,
your Nigerian library restaurant. Weirdest concept on the planet. What?
Can't wait to go there from 3 to 5 when it's open for children.
Right. Prime happy time hours. Get out of here.
What the hell? So Gizelle brings up her text to Mia and she's like, I did want to talk to you. And I love Robin's like, can you guys go somewhere? This is weird.
I love the Green Eye Bandits clock in because Robin, that was her way of saying, look, we can kill like 9 birds with one stone. Her like y'all take that room. You do what you do. I'll confront her. We'll have this scene, and then we'll reconvene. Okay, break. Let's go.
No, you are not wrong because literally Wendy like doesn't know how to do this yet because they go away and she literally goes, well, so they're just going, well, what are we gonna do? And Ashley takes over and goes, all right, well, I just thought it was kind of bullshit that Gizelle took all the heat when all of us were questioning it. And I was like, yeah, Wendy, there's still scenes to be had. Do you see how amazing this is? Production had to capture a lot. Like they had to have they had to have the cameras go capture that over there with Gizelle and with Mia. And then they also had to be out here capturing that, like that's not easy.
They had to work. They had to work this episode, baby.
Right? Like, so it's like, this is not Beverly Hills. Okay?
No, this cast makes you work for your money. Okay.
And I like that Wendy's like, so what are we going to do? It's like, well, this, don't worry, we have more content. Like Ashley's like, I got plenty. Like,
right.
she's like,
I
I
can
can
do
keep
this all
doing
day,
this all
baby.
day.
Yes.
I can do this all day.
Yes.
And so Robin is, Robin is really handling this right. She's not afraid of this. She goes,
No.
you just don't go say, hey, I'm going to the cancer center and then not tell the results.
Right.
You don't not follow through. If you're going to post, you're going to the cancer center and get everyone on social media freaked out, then you need to
Right.
let everybody know the follow-up.
I'm with her on that. I'm with her all the way.
We're like, yeah, that Robin, that
Right.
part. And so in with Gizelle and Mia goes, I didn't expect you to be the one to attack me in a group setting. Maybe new booty Wendy, but not you. Now, keep that in mind, guys. Wendy and Mia were not cool at all. I want to just keep that in your mind, because something's going to happen later that really bothered me. And it really bothered me. So, okay. So Wendy back outside in the lobby, I don't know. She's like, well, what I said was, I'm going to give Mia the benefit of the doubt. But since things have happened since then, I'm like, what's going on? Very inauthentic. It gave me, she's just going with whatever the group is saying.
Right.
And I felt that just right then and there in that sentence, like even just that sentence didn't feel right. And Robin jumps right on it. She's like, so then why were you trying to put it on Robin and Gizelle?
Right.
What were you saying? What are those two saying? She's so mad.
Right.
And they flash back to her saying that. She's like, wait, what were they saying? And that is Wendy. Wendy clearly, remember, like, she came into that spring fling and tried to talk to Gizelle, like, hi, Gizelle.
Giselle's like, excuse me. Like, we've been beefing like for an entire year now. Why the hell are you trying to speak to me?
And even when she went up to Mia, like, what are they saying? It's like, you hated her at the reunion.
Right. And you hated her because it literally wasn't Mia's fault. You literally came in way too hot at Mia. Like, what was it, episode 2? Then we met. It was like, what is wrong? Like, it's like, okay, I get that you want to like create the drama for the cameras, but you're just coming like across as a hater. Like, you just, what are we doing here? I never understood that beef, and it really kind of made, what it kind of relates to? It's like Sonya's issue with Drew on Atlanta. It's like, what the hell are y'all fighting about? And it pushes you towards the other person, because like, I always liked Wendy. Like, her first season, I really loved Wendy.
Me too.
Season 2, I was like, okay. And then the reunion last season, I was like, okay,
done.
I think I'm cool on Wendy for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. And remember, Wendy was all rude. She's like, who's this woman? I don't know her.
Right.
Well, that's not how you talk to someone.
Right. You can easily ask her. She's standing right there.
Hi, I'm Wendy. I haven't met you yet.
Right.
That's how you do that.
Yeah.
If you want to know who she is.
Very
easy. You don't ask everyone else right to her fucking face.
I feel like that's when watching reality TV, then joining reality TV goes wrong. Because I feel like she was trying to have like a love and hip hop moment, but on the Real Housewives of Potomac. And it's like, 2 very different shows.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like, I can see Jocelyn Hernandez being like, who's this bitch? Like, just like outright say, who the hell is, like, no, Wendy, this ain't that. Like, you're doing way too much right now. It's rude.
I totally see what you're saying. 100%. And that kind of is Wendy in a nutshell to me. She doesn't stand in her truth, because I don't think she knows who she is.
Well, we saw that this episode. She doesn't stand in her truth. So yeah.
And so, okay. So then she's like, I didn't do any of that. And Robin keeps going, why are you putting it on us when you had the same sentiment? And Wendy, fine, I'll give her this. She's like, your delivery was terrible, and I didn't walk up to her and do that. Fine. I will give you that. Absolutely.
Right.
Their delivery was horrendous.
Right.
But they cut over to Gizelle saying, my delivery was horrible. And apologizing. And Mia's like, whoa, I did not see that coming. I really kind of expected to have to fight more. And this is where Gizelle, her first few seasons, never apologized. But now Gizelle apologizes, and it really has done wonders for her.
It has.
It has.
It works out. There you go, Gizelle.
It's like once she started apologizing, it's like, oh, there she goes. That's so much better, Gizelle. It's so cute.
Go Jizzy.
it really catches people off guard.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God. Okay,
It throws them off because they come in like guns blazing, ready to fight. She's like, I'm so sorry I did that. And it's like, oh. Okay.
And she means it. She's like, I'm sorry, I did that. And you're like,
yep.
Oh, well, okay. Moving on.
Yep.
And Wendy's like, you called her a liar. Stand in your truth and doing all that. And then Gizelle, but I love Gizelle walking out of the studio because they're hugging. They're fine. She's coming out. She's like, oh, there's some screaming out here.
She loves it. She's
like, oh, yay. They got it going.
She's like, Robin carried the ball. There we go. Touchdown.
Yes. And so and Wendy's like, stand 10 toes down, stand on it. But Robin, the way she stood up, I'm standing on it. I was like, this is awesome.
Robin has people. I don't know why people think she's like this follower or like whatever. Like Robin has never been afraid to voice her opinion.
Yeah.
Or if you get in her face, she gets right back in it. Like she has never been like the timid girl.
There's so many examples of that.
Yes, this is putting my finger in your face. The infamous umbrella. Like there have been Robin has had moments where she is not afraid to go there with anybody.
So there. Okay. I really, really, really was not enjoying Wendy's version or Wendy's contribution, I should say, to this fight, though. Yeah. I liked Robin's. And I was like, ooh, what's Wendy going to do? And I just didn't enjoy her tactic. You know, it's just a matter of preference. Some people might have enjoyed it. I didn't like how she goes. Now she goes, sit down. I didn't like that. I didn't like it. I felt she gets so high and mighty.
She does.
But it doesn't feel like authentic. It feels very insecure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make me feel, it doesn't make her feel, she doesn't come off powerful. She comes off really, really shaky.
It comes across like she's really trying to be somebody she's not.
Yeah.
Like you're not that girl. You're not the girl that's gonna, like, if Robin really like want to get at you, you're not gonna get back. So like, let's not do that. Let's try to keep it peaceful if we're gonna do anything, because you're not that girl, Wendy. You're not. And it's okay not to be. Everyone's not that girl. You don't have to force yourself to be. The problem with Wendy sometimes is she kind of feels like she knows the reality TV character she wants to be.
Yeah.
She's just not that person. And instead of trying to like heighten the person that she is, she keeps trying to get in boxes and lanes that she just doesn't fit in. And I don't get it, because it's like, you've got 4 degrees. You can like read somebody down. You can do all this stuff. Like, why are you trying to be over here in this box? Like, that's low-hanging fruit. It's low-hanging fruit, but you really have to know how to grab it and take it to get with it to be successful. Otherwise, it's just the same person doing the same thing on another reality show. Like, standing your, like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
I don't get it.
Exactly. Charisse is the only one really concerned with these two. No one else, like Ashley's not even phased. Ashley goes, Mia, did you guys have a good conversation? Like, she completely ignores the rest of it. And this is where Wendy really pisses me off. Mia says yes. And Wendy goes, you good? As if she has some kind of special relationship with Wendy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, she kind of goes like, you can, hold on, let me check.
Right.
Good. I'm like, you of all people.
You have not talked to that lady since the reunion last year. Stop
you were
it.
The worst to her. You and Candiace are the 2 people that were the most enemies.
Right.
So you cannot. No. So that really, I'm like, you forget who you are now. Like, you hated this woman. I got real mad at that. I was like, don't. And I was like, Mia, don't talk to her.
Right.
Don't answer her. And she was like, and she just kind of went, I'm okay.
Right.
Fine.
What are you doing?
Who are you talking to?
Right. You're talking to Gizelle?
She's fine.
Right.
But then Ashley asks, did the doctor rule out cancer? I could
point blank period.
Mia didn't want to answer that.
Right.
She's like, fuck, you guys. Okay. Yes. Ruled out malignancy. The lumps do need to be surgically removed, but there's no rush. Okay, so we're done.
Right.
So we're not scared.
Right.
So that is kind of contradictory to the scene you shot, a few scenes you shot, to be honest, about how we're waiting on biopsies and stuff.
And again, back to Robin's point, have you told the hundreds of thousands of people that you scared shitless on social media? Because you obviously want to let them know that you might have had it, so you don't want to let them know that you're okay?
Nope. Apparently not. Got it. Thank you.
All righty.
Cool. And Robin she's cool. She's like, look, I would love to get to know you better. There are just some things that I would like to clear up. And Mia's like, okay, cool for that. Then Robin goes around and checks to see if everyone's kids are available. Except Wendy's. This was a very controversial move. The audience, had Robin not done this part, I think it would have stayed kind of mainly Team Robin. But this is where I was all Team Robin, but then she went and did that.
I've got opinions.
Okay. I know I might get some hate for this.
We probably have the same opinion. Go ahead. Yes.
But I was so mad at Wendy for multiple things that I was like, good for Robin.
So my take was, I've always, like, one of the things that I preach about reality TV so often, I'm always of the camp that people for some reason always try to force polar opposites to be friends. And I'm like, if y'all aren't friends, just don't be like, just be cordial and like whatever. Like, you don't have to force yourself to be friends. If I just had a blowout with somebody, I'm not inviting you to shit. Like, I can't imagine. Reality TV is such a weird space sometimes because you really have to remember, like, okay, these people are doing a job, but like, it's supposed to be rooted in reality. I couldn't imagine having people that I'm so sick of that have been saying this and that about me that just told me, sit down, you just shut up, all like this kind of stuff and high and mighty. And then I'm inviting you around my kids. I'm inviting you around my safe space to this fun thing I want to do. No. Was it tacky to do it like publicly, like in front of everybody, like go down the list, like not you. Like, yes, probably was, but don't force yourself. I'm not forcing you in my space. Would I have probably sent a text message after inviting everybody except Wendy? Yeah. In the moment.
Yes. Yeah. Look, here's where I stand. She should have done it afterwards, off camera, invited off camera, not humiliated like that. However, that was a good TV moment.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm very conflicted on it. I was so mad at Wendy for the things I've just mentioned, like just being completely inauthentic and that little moment she had with Mia, like, you good? I'm like, yeah, fuck, who are you? So I, in my pettiness, was like, she doesn't have to invite her. She doesn't even have to. And then in hindsight, I was like, oh yeah, she didn't need to do that.
Right.
Because it was a savage thing to do. And everyone was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
She could have 100% planned this later without Wendy there.
I'm so of the mind, like I just said, like, I wouldn't want her in her space, but like complete flip opposite too. Why would Wendy want to go to that?
Oh yeah.
Like, you just had like, it's all
that's
just
the
like
thing.
I hate that like Wendy made it a thing. She's like, oh, you're bringing the kids into it, and all. Like, would you have gone had she? Like, that's so weird. Like, why are you're making it? You're purposely trying to victimize yourself when you don't even like this woman. So like, what are you doing? You don't get along with Gizelle. We found out moments later you still hate Wendy and Mia, and you think she's faking and all this stuff. Who do you barely get along with? Ashley. Like, why would you go? Because Karen's going. That's her only friend in the group, right?
Who she only is friends with Candiace and Karen at this point.
Right. And Candiace, I doubt actually Candiace her and Robin are good.
Yeah.
So maybe, but I don't know. She might still be mad at Gizelle for being, yeah, who knows? But what?
And that's the thing. Wendy doesn't quite know herself enough to it would have been, look, I don't want to tell her how she should have responded, but it would have been better if she's like, I wouldn't even want to go anyway. But instead it's, for me, the kids is where I draw the line.
Right.
Yeah, that's because Robin handed that to her. Robin talked about the kid. Like once you talk about kids, you hand it over and you make it, like once you do that. But anyway, we're moving on because the hardest working producers in town, that producer went, hold on real quick, because I know exactly what Wendy's been saying. I want to get this on mic. So she went, hey, Wendy, hey, hold on real quick.
Then when?
Hey, girl. How are you doing with Mia? And it doesn't take long at all. She's like, it's fine, but we all know she's lying. She said, I'm being nicer to her. I think I'm the only one going easy on her, but it's fine because she's lying. And I've seen a lot of people say things like she didn't technically say she believes Mia. She just said she didn't call her a liar.
Get out of here.
People are really making that argument.
That's just because they hate the other side.
Yeah.
Get out of here. No one said. Wendy literally admitted to it, and then she pissed me off so bad. She went on social media, like publicly, like liking comments, like no. Well, Wendy, she and John like getting justified instead of like standing in it. It's like,
oh, of course,
stand in your shit. Like you just told Robin, stand in your truth, and now you're going out here trying to like defend everything.
Wait,
but that.
What did she tweet? Didn't she tweet something kind of stupid?
Let's see.
Hold on. She tweeted something. Hold on. She tweeted something that said, hold on. She tweeted more. Nope. She might have deleted it. Production got Wendy. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go through and read the things that she's been retweeting. Okay, because this is production got Wendy, but she never said she believed Mia. What she said was that she didn't call her a liar when she saw her. She embraced her, and that was much different than from what Robin and Gizelle did. This is the kind of shit that she's retweeting. Oh, that's what she did. She did her post said, when you get caught on a hot mic, and it's that like that little guy that the side glancing like, oops. Yeah. So she kind of owned it, but then everything is, here's her responses. Sis, you thought you ate, tell Robin to live in her truth, to only be exposed to being a liar. And I'm like, yeah. But then someone goes, how did she lie? She said she didn't call her a liar. And at that point, she was arguing with Robin. She didn't call her a liar yet. Like, people really will just go all the way around. Like, I don't stan anyone. I will admit, like, oh, wait, Erica Jane posted, I'll check. Sorry. On 10 hours ago, she posted, I'll check in her on Wednesday after the reunion. What does that mean?
Who the hell is she talking to?
I don't fucking know. This is why you can't open social media when you're recording.
I know. I'm like responding to a message right now. I was going to check them.
See, you can't do it. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. Distraction. I'll try to edit this out. Okay. Anyway, so Mia people are kind of twisting and bending and saying the problem is that Wendy was yelling at Robin to stand in it, and Robin's like, I am. You're the one not standing in it. And Wendy's like, technically, if that's what she was trying to say, technically, I didn't call her a liar. It's like, but you have that sentiment. So fine, if you want to say you didn't call her a liar, it's like, no, but you have that sentiment. Like, never mind. I don't. All right. So Candiace's house. Candiace does the shot for the egg retrieval. And in her confessional, she's like, the last thing I need is a stress right now. And she said, this is what I said when I found out that Gizelle was doing this nonsense when they were filming and Chris was tweeting. She goes, I got too comfortable with Gizelle motherfucking Bryant. And this is exactly what I said. I was like, you just have to always be careful because this is what she does. She's an assassin. But when she's done with the shot, she tells the nurse, she's like, I'm gonna have to call you every night. The nurse is like, oh, okay, well, that's
she's like, you got it.
Yeah,
you got it. You'll get it.
It's literally what she said. She had no response. She wasn't like, that's okay. She was like, no.
Like, nope, not doing this. I cannot. I couldn't. If I had to do IVF, I couldn't do it. I could not stick myself with
Same.
that. Anyone that's ever gone through the process, brought like hats off to you. I could never do it. I couldn't imagine sticking my like checking my blood sugar is like bad enough for me. Like with that little ass needle that I use, I couldn't imagine that long thing pinching fat. Like you can check your blood sugar through your stomach too, like the same way she did. I could never do it. I'm like, nope. Here's my arm, and I flex. I'm like, nope. Get it right here. Get it right here.
Nope.
Hurry up.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. My aunt, when I was when I was visiting my grandmother, my dad, my aunt was like, let's find out your blood type. And I warned her, I'm like, I don't do needles. I don't do blood. I'm not very good with that. And she's like, it's just a little tiny thing. I'm like, I don't think you understand what I'm telling you.
Right.
And sure enough, I was like screaming. And as soon as I saw the blood, I was like, she's like, wow, you really, I'm like, yeah, this is what it's like.
This is real.
Okay. All right. Karen and Ray at the nail bar. Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
Why is every scene with Ray, number one? Number two. Okay. Number two.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting another scene about how Karen getting all this work done is maybe making Ray jealous. And is it because, other men are attracted to me? Charisse coming around is really freaking her out. I think she's getting ahead of something.
It sounds like it. I also, what really bothers me? I'm never the person, like, I feel like one of the things that people that watch reality TV, their go-to line when they hate a person is, oh, she has no storyline. Get her out of here. She doesn't have a storyline. She doesn't have a storyline. And I feel like Karen is constantly shooting these scenes with Ray. No one would ever say that about Karen. They're gonna like pull. It's gonna what do they say? Pulling blood from a turnip. Like it's gonna be like they'll be like, oh my gosh, she's going through such a hardship with her new titties. Like it's so bad. It's like, really, get out of here.
This is pathetic.
Right? Be
this
fair.
This is pathetic. I'm like, if I have to, I don't want to see Ray. It's because they gave her that stupid spinoff.
Right.
They gave her that spinoff, and
Did
now
you watch that?
No.
Me neither.
No, because I was pissed they gave it to her. I was like, God, this is when they think they can listen to the audience and the audience knows best. I'm like, no, you should not have given them more Karen and Ray.
Right. No, who needed that?
You could have given them maybe some Giselle and her daughters. That would have been entertaining because they have a lot of content there, but who wants to see Karen and Ray?
Right.
And no offense, but Raven is way too thirsty for the cameras. And so she was probably doing the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew as soon as I saw the trailer, I'm like, oh, so they've set up some fake thing about some farm with the family and the blah, blah, blah. And no, thank you. Like some city girl Karen going to the farm. Bye-bye.
No. And I love me some Potomac, but I was not invested in that spinoff in the slightest.
Because it was contrived.
Yeah.
It was fake. That's not what I'm doing here. Not at all. So no, thank you. No, I didn't watch it. And okay. And this is what we talked about last week. This 102 fever. She didn't have 102 fever because she's totally fine.
Totally fine.
In a pandemic, when you have a 102 fever, you have to get it checked out. I'm like, so you had a fever and no other symptoms because you don't have you don't have the sniffles, you don't have a cough, you don't have anything, and the fever's gone.
Right.
And now you are getting your nails done. So no mask, nothing. Like you're okay, Karen. What did I say? You got to commit. You got to commit. You got to carry it out a little bit. Your very next scene, this is amateur. Okay. So this scene took it. So she laid the groundwork talking about getting the girls done. Now we took it to the next place, which is him saying, you've always been attracted to other men. Is that what he said? Attracted?
Something like, yeah. You've always wanted what was it, some eye candy and like that. What? What are we
Okay.
doing?
So, okay. Karen, what did you do? Who did you do?
Right. Let us know, because
And
what?
I'm not mad.
Get it how you live.
I am all for open relationships. When you've been together with someone for that long, I think it makes complete sense to say, I'm about to go try something else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's that weird. I think it's more weird that you want us to believe you think Ray is the hottest man on earth. I think that's crazier.
That's weird.
You want me to believe that you and Ray have the most active sex life and you are hot for each other? That is harder for me to believe.
It'd be much more believable, like, if Ray had BDE, but Ray literally gives off grandpa. Like, everything about him screams grandpa, and it's like, oh,
Everything.
nobody wants to fuck pawpaw.
No.
Mm-mm.
He looks like in the middle of it, he'd be like, what'd you say?
Right.
I didn't actually say anything. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said something. And no, never mind.
Never do.
And so she then the whole eye candy, as long as just candy. Are you okay with that? End of scene. What the fuck? Okay, thank you very much for the awkwardness. Please spare me.
Right. Didn't need
Jesus. Bye-bye. Okay, so Ashley and Zach, who we've never met before, her brother. No. I'm like, oh, where have you been? Okay.
Right.
When I saw his title card, I'm like, brother, what?
Right. It makes you want to go back and look. Like, have we seen him on the show before?
She's also never has she mentioned whatever. We're moving
I know.
on. We're moving on. So Kenya, the listing agent, and Natalie, who's listed as Michael's employee / Ashley's realtor. And I had to pause it and rewind it, like, hold on, am I reading that right?
Right.
But I'm very glad, though, that the producers are like, is it weird that you've got Natalie here, who's one of Michael's employees, and also she's like, oh no, I feel pretty good about that because, you know, I've known her as long as I've known Michael. I'm like, that's sort of the point.
Right.
You've known because it's Michael. Never mind. Now, okay. So I'm very briefly going to touch on something kind of boring, but I do feel like we should all understand this. She talks about how they've looked at a few houses, but they had cash offers that beat them out. The producer goes, have you guys ever considered doing a cash offer? And she says, no, Michael thinks it's not financially smart. And I agree. Because no, that's what she says. She goes because something about like I don't know, like refinancing, and doesn't even know why. And I'm like, Ashley, like, okay. So just in case anyone out there doesn't understand, I'm going to say real quick why it is actually true. Why it doesn't need to be a cash offer. And I was like, okay. So because I do look at this shit all the time when I do my signings.
Right.
So when we look at a mortgage, we think of it like a typical debt. Like we think of it like when you, like, let's say you have $30,000 in credit card debt. You're like, oh my God, I want to pay this debt off. But a mortgage is different. Like when you look at a 30-year mortgage, people always get freaked out. Like it's like I'll show them. I'm like, okay, so you have your first payment is going to be December 1st, 2022, and it ends 2052. And everyone's like, oh my God, 2052. That doesn't matter because it's just showing you that that's like the length of it. If you were to make 0 changes to the loan, that's just what it needed to be in order to get like your monthly payments where they wanted it to be. It doesn't mean anything. You own the house is yours. If you paid cash and sold the house, flipped it, whatever the profit was would be yours. If you bought the house, but put a down payment and got a loan, sold the house, whatever the profit would still be yours. So put the down payment, keep your capital up front, and you know what I'm saying? So so it is totally a better financial move.
Right.
But it's stupid that Ashley's still like, I don't get it. It's like this man is about to ruin your life. I'm getting worried.
for some, I don't know. So the first 2 episodes, I kind of ignored it, but during this scene, and I hate even putting it out there, but it felt icky to me. Not like in a no, you're divorced, you're divorcing him, stop doing this together kind of way. I mean, like legally icky.
Yeah.
Like the way she kept like trying to avoid questions and dodge.
Yes.
It was like, is what y'all are doing? Is this legal? Like, what is happening?
Wrong.
Something's wrong. Because like I didn't know about the whole we're buying it through an LLC thing. Do you know if that's common or not? Do people do that a lot or?
Yeah. I mean, it just depends on how you it just depends on how you want to purchase it. You can do it in a trust, you can do it in a person. But buying it as like, I would be more curious to know how that LLC is set up.
Yeah.
It would be better if it was in a trust. That's more common.
Okay.
Because like if it was in a trust, again, make sure you're, on the trust. But like, I don't know. I'm worried because an LLC, she probably doesn't even understand how that was set up. She probably doesn't understand if she's even on it. I don't know. I don't know if I believe it. Because I'm sure it's more of like it's probably one of Michael's businesses now. He's probably going to be able to like write it off as part of his like empire of businesses or something. I don't know. So I am concerned.
Right. It just I don't know, every time she tries to explain it, maybe it's just that she doesn't know what the hell is going on, but the way she it was one point she would just stop talking. She was like, never mind, we won't. And I was like, oh, it felt
everything feels weird.
Very Tom Girardi, like, what are we doing? I don't know.
I don't trust it at all. And even to this day, she's weird about the questions and stuff. Yeah. I just don't want, he could bury her like easily. So I just hope she's taking all the money that she is getting because she is successful in this world. And I just hope that he's not somehow like garnishing wages from her. I don't know.
Oh my God.
He is like a very, very smart, conniving person. And she seems to be pretty happy to be not so smart about it.
Right. It's going to get ugly at some point. I hate to say that, but it's going to get ugly at some point.
And I got confused so she was talking about how she wasn't sure if like anyone was supposed to know they were separating. And Natalie was like, oh, no, Michael did tell me that you guys were separating and the lender is aware. And she was like, oh. And I was confused when she was like, when the producer was like, does it make you worried that he's already lying to you about the finances? And I was like, so wait, she didn't know that the lender was going to know that they were separated. So then why would that be bad? Like, wouldn't they want them? Wouldn't she want them to know they were separated?
This is why I'm like, something about this is
right.
I don't know. See, I don't know because I literally don't know how to watch this. I don't know if I'm supposed to be thinking like, okay, he's trying to get over on her, or like, okay, they're trying to get over on
like, oh, like, is he trying to like leave her fucked with this house that she can't afford? Or is she trying to fuck him over? Right.
I literally don't know how to I don't know how to take this. I don't know. It's just, so I just want to put it out there. It's icking me out right now. Ashley, just divorce him, get a cash settlement, and just go on. Like, get alimony too and child support, get all of that, but just like, you don't need to do this. Just leave him with the concrete jungle. You do your own thing later on. You don't need, I don't know. I guess I just don't feel like you need the huge.
This is messy.
It is, yeah. Just do what you can afford right now, and
because if you're in a house that he's part owner in, I just worry that one day he's gonna change the locks. I don't know.
Because what if he sits there and what if he he for some reason he should have got Me Too'd a long time ago, but what if he something happens to where he gets kicked out of his business or something weird happens, and then he starts scrounging for money? That house might be the first thing to go. Yep. And now you and your kids, where y'all gonna stay?
Yeah, not smart. Not smart.
Don't like it.
And then she's crying and her brother's hugging her and she's like, I just wonder if we're making a mistake. And you could tell he's like, no, you're not.
Right. This is the smartest thing you've done in 7 years. So yeah, let's go.
No, you're done. We're getting out of here. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Speaking of a new house, Robin's nice new house.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it looks good.
Go Robin.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Love, 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 love it.
Yes, looks nice and open. Like there's a foyer. Like it's very nice.
I want to live there.
And they built it too, right? They had it built.
I don't
If I
know.
remember correctly, I think last season they were like,
Oh, were they?
they went to the they went to the land and it was like being built from the ground up.
Oh, well, they did a great job.
Yeah,
They did a wonderful job with the floor plan.
Mm-hmm.
I love the living room into the kitchen.
Everything.
Love it.
Ooh,
Ooh, they're good.
go girl.
Robin's good with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's like files out, and Robin's like, "Hey, we're gonna do this scene now," and then she brings up the prenup. Sorry, this scene was so awkward. Juan's like, "What are we doing right now? Like,
Right.
why are we doing this on camera? What are you doing?"
Right.
And then he goes, yeah, sure. I mean, I make more money than you anyway. And the producer's like, why did Juan say that he makes more money than you? And she's like, he didn't say that.
I heard it like Robin too. I thought he was like, I'll make more money. So it sounds like people are hearing different stuff. So I'm like, what did he
so
say?
Funny.
Right. I'm like, what did he say? Like, I need to know now. I feel like this like opened up Pandora's box. Like, I need to know everything now.
And then am I remembering this incorrectly? Didn't she say when she was out with Charisse that when Juan brought up, when they had a prenup the first time, that she was totally open to it? And then Juan says when he brought up the prenup the first time, she got upset.
Right.
I was like, two different things. That's so funny. But then she's like, I'm going to top you now. She goes, well, the last time we were divorcing, it got messy because you were dating someone. And he's like, stop.
Because remember, I thought that when Ashley brought this up years ago, well, see, this is what I don't know. When she says divorcing, they were divorced when they joined the show. So I'm hoping she's referring to something before the show, because remember Ashley was well, he's dating someone, you should know. Remember that was a whole thing, like season 2 and season, like it was Ashley was like doing,
she was the messiest.
Yes, the messiest. And
she was the worst to Robin. Oh my God.
Yes. Oh my God.
He was the worst
Robin
to
was
Robin.
eating that food. She's like, what do you want from me? You know, that whole thing.
What is the issue?
What is the issue? Y'all are missing out if you don't watch the YouTube. I'm telling you.
The reenactments.
Yeah.
Juan is over it though. He's like, okay, like I'll give you enough of this scene. Like, blah blah blah. Are we done? Okay, we're done. And like he even like laughs. He's like, okay, like you got enough. Like,
right.
You got enough out of me. Like, this is so stupid.
Right.
He's like, and we're done, right? I am not one of those people. I know that this is a trope everyone likes to use with them. Like, when are you guys going to get married? You're never going to get married. I'm not that person. By now, you all know me. I'm not like I don't care if they ever get married. To me, They're committed. They're happy. They love each other. I don't care if they ever get married legally.
Same.
Ever.
Same.
I don't, but to me, the sanctity of marriage has long been
defiled.
Disrespected. Exactly. So what the fuck difference does it make? It doesn't. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference. However, you know, maybe legally, maybe there's some sorts of things that people think it's a big important deal, but to me, it doesn't feel that way. So I don't care.
They got kids, so make sure everything's in place for them. But otherwise, you're good. You're okay. I don't think it's a sign of him not loving her or anything like that. I don't understand that. I think both of them have done it before, and he just, both of them are just kind of like, whenever it'll happen, whatever. Like, no one's rushing it. It's other people's insecurities that it's making this a thing. It's like they do it when they want to do it. Just shut up. Yep. It's kind of low-hanging fruit at this point, guys. Right. I think them talking about a prenup is more interesting than them planning a wedding, to be honest. Right. Whatever. And when Robin does plan a wedding, she's going to be so like, whatever, I'll get a dress. I don't care. Right. Who do you think from the show besides Gizelle? would she invite to be in her? Because when Bravo people get married, they always have like at least like 2 or 3 people from the show like in their bridesmaid party. Who else do you think she'd invite in there?
Well, Charisse.
Charisse, of course. You think Ashley would get an invite?
I was gonna say, yeah.
Think so? I think maybe. Yeah.
I think Ashley. Yeah, I think Ashley.
I would like that.
You know
Our
what?
friend Carly. Carly's been on the show a lot this season. She's been in the background, and she's like their director of operations on the Reasonably Shady podcast, and she's been like in the background like every episode. I'm like, go Carly. Carly would definitely be
okay
in the group too. Now, who else?
I would love it. I would love it if it was like everyone but Karen and Wendy. I would love it if it was just that shady.
Exactly.
Just
she comes
savage.
She comes like hand them out of the party, and she's like, I have one left, and it's just Wendy and Karen there. And she's like, and it's for Katie. Katie, would you like to be a bridesmaid?
And Katie wasn't even there. Katie like comes out of the back.
Yeah.
And Katie's like, thanks.
Thank you so much.
By the way, props to Katie for going to seek treatment for alcohol and Adderall. Was that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go her.
Go her. I think it's 30 days for a medical detox. I hope then she goes to like an actual like treatment center even after that, because she could use some like longer treatment too. But good for her being open about it. Props to her for thinking about you, Katie.
Yes.
We support you.
Hell yeah.
Love you, Katie.
Get it, Katie. Get it, girl.
Okay, we have Wendy at the hair doctor. I'm not going to go too far into that, except I do understand hair loss issues. I too have been struggling.
Hello. I was in my 20s and my barber was like, okay, are we really going to do this again? We're just going to fade it like you don't see what's happening up there. I'm like, yep. He's like, no, we're not.
You are so lucky though that you can be bald. Not all men can go bald.
Thank you.
No, you are lucky.
Oh, I had to grow the beard out because I used to have just like this weird like goatee that I would like action going on. It's such a creep. But then I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna be bald, I can't have a goatee. I've got to just
you're right. That doesn't work.
No, that's like full on like
that's creepy
TV villain. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a whole like creepy molester vibe.
Can I tell it? Okay, so the first time my dad, it's so funny because I got my, I was letting my barber shave my head for a while after that because I was like, okay, I do love this. People give me compliments and stuff like that. So okay, whatever. Like this is the new thing. So like I grew the beard out and stuff like that. But then I was like, why am I paying someone to shave my head? Like shaving my head should be the easiest thing in the world. So I finally got my razor and stuff. And anyone will tell you the first time you shave your head,
oh no,
you like it's instinctually you press way too hard while you're shaving. My dad, I remember I was like at home. My dad came home. He came home and he like comes to the bathroom. He was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm shaving my head. What do you mean? How does it look? Did I miss anywhere? He was like, you are bleeding.
Oh my God.
All over your head right now. I was like, what? I looked in the mirror. It was bad. I was like, oh dear. Okay, so this is why people go. But I perfected it, people. It takes a couple of tries. Yeah, and I've been doing it for like a decade. So yes, now it's okay, people. I've got it.
That's good.
Don't cry for me.
That's a good tip.
Yes.
Ooh, ow. Okay, Mia meets Robin for lunch. Why does Mia say she's been drinking for 24 hours?
I don't know.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know. I've been drinking for 24 hours. Might as well keep it going. I'm like, elaborate.
Right. Where have you been?
The fuck are you? You have children. What are you talking about? What? Okay, so Robin set this up to clear the air. And Robin, she does not hold back. And I was so happy about that because she's like, look, sorry about the delivery. But let's get right down to it. Your posts. And she goes over the timeline. She's like, okay, so you said that you went and got this done, but then you also then posted at this time on this date and you put this, and basically saying you said you went to the cancer center and then you were going to get things biopsied, but then you just said that you needed to get things removed. These are two very different things. So what the fuck? And she goes, what are these lumps? Mia looks stunned because she just didn't expect anyone to question it. It's kind of like when you make an excuse up for work that you don't think anybody's going to question. Like when you say a certain thing, like I have diarrhea. And so you're like, oh, no one's going to touch that.
Right.
And so as someone who used to manage in restaurants, I got so used to people making up excuses like that I stopped being scared. So when people would call with like food poisoning, I was like, oh no, what did you eat?
Right.
Oh no, like what time did you eat it? Because generally food poisoning only lasts a few hours. Are you food poisoning? And like I was not afraid of. So this is what Mia thought was gonna happen.
And
I
had the little situation at work today, by the way. I'm not gonna bring the person into it, but I manage a group, and one of the people told me, because I've been looking for her for a while, from home, I was like, okay, I need this like handled. I kind of need it handled. And she like calls me. I told her to call me, and she calls me like an hour and a half later, like really close to the end of the day, thinking I wasn't going to answer. And I answered on the first ring. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I was talking to this person. As soon as she said it, I messaged that person. I was like, did you talk to so-and-so? Like, no, I haven't talked to her all day. I was like, wrote it right down. It's in the book. It's in the book.
It's in the book, honey. Okay. So then when her explanation is when she's like, so talk about these lumps. What are these lumps? Mia tries to like freak her out. She's like, well, they're on my ass. I can show you. I'm like, she's like, I'll look.
Right.
Robin's like, I'm literally down because
like, don't threaten me with a good time.
I'm telling you right now, I am freaked out that you might have lied about this.
Right.
But then she says that it's an autoimmune disease. I'm like, okay, we need to know more about this. If you have a health struggle, please explain it.
Right. Like,
because you started
your
this.
own name. Right. Only you have the power to clear your name right now.
We didn't want this. You started it.
No.
And then Robin in her confessional is right. She's like, I think this story just blew up in her face. And it did.
Ciao.
Okay, so they talk about the Candiace of it all. And Robin's like, look, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying the reunion story at all. But Mia goes, well, I have something to add. And the producer said, no, you don't.
Right. Yep.
What the embarrassing. She goes, he was staring at me. Oh my God. And they just kept showing him not even looking her direction. With it, the caption literally going, here's Chris still not looking. And her being like, yes, Gordon. Woo. Yes, Gordon. Yes. Dancing, living my life. And he's like, I would like a drink. Oh my God. He was like, not even aware she was there.
Right. Jeez.
She's dumb.
Yeah.
That was, and then she posted something. She tweeted something so stupid. What did she tweet? Hold on.
Oh.
She tweeted, I know, is right. She tweeted, nope, I felt stares for sure, but not in an inappropriate manner. Honestly felt insecure because I was so skinny, pale, and frail from being sick. Nothing but love and respect for you and Candy Gal. So sorry for even saying it. Hashtag blame it on the hashtag margarita.
Jesus.
Well, she said she'd been drinking for 24 hours, which is interesting for someone with an autoimmune disease.
Right. Listen, I need all types of answers, but I know I'm not going to get them. So at some point, I just need to let it go. I don't know when I'll do it, but I don't know.
All right. So this is the best part, though. Gizelle goes over to Karen's. This red top looks so good on her.
Yes.
Gizelle looked hot.
She, you know what? She's like Jennifer Aiden. She loves a puff sleeve.
Yes.
She really loves a puff sleeve.
Looks good on her.
It does.
It looks really good on her. I love her showing. She's like, we were doing this, Karen, and she's on the ground. She's showing her the moves. And Karen's funny. She's like, okay, yeah. So yeah, no, I cannot do the ticky-tacky like that. So she goes, Ashley and Mia did share with me that you and Candiace had a moment. And I was a little bummed out that Karen even fed into this because she goes, I do think Chris owes you an apology. I'm like, no, Karen, don't even feed it. But she does come correct in a second. So simultaneously, though, Candiace and Chris are going out to lunch. Real quick, Candiace's eggs are not retrieving or whatever, so she's got to cry about that first, but it's fine. Chris is handling this like a champ. He's really saying all the right things. I'm happy that he gets a chance in the confessional to say his side. And he really does. He's like, I go out of my way to make sure people are comfortable because you never know what someone else has gone through. And so I was like, okay, well, that's impressive that he even knows to say that.
Right.
And he says, so the words that she's using, like luring or like setting her up and stuff, like that's very upsetting.
Right.
And he says his version. Gizelle said, can we talk? And she said, let's go to my room. Or no, Chris said, Gizelle, can we talk? And she said, let's go to my room. Her version is, he asked if they could go to her room. Chris says, he said, let's leave the door open. Gizelle says, I'm uncomfortable because I'm in a hotel room with a married man and it's his word against mine as to what's happening in this room. And Karen goes, hold on, wait. How do we go from there's a conversation in the room to it's his word against yours? You guys are friends.
Right.
And this line of questioning, it's like Karen's trying to like get to the part that's scandalous. Like, I feel like she keeps asking questions. She's like, and then he touched you, right? No. Okay. And then you told him to leave and he didn't, right? No, he left. Okay.
She's like, you got to help me here, man. I'm trying to be on your team. You got to throw me a bone.
So, okay. Like, so she's like, so did he say anything that made you feel like, nope, nothing like that. Nothing like that. Okay. And so she said, did you say to him to go leave? Well, so I asked, hey, can you go see if they're ready for me to come back? Did he do it? He left immediately. Okay. Well, there we go. So Karen is like, I don't know what to do. Like Karen's like, okay. So Chris it's sweet. He goes, maybe she was uncomfortable. But then he goes, she does bring up my penis every chance she gets.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, this is damning footage. Like, it's true. Like, Gizelle, if you really want to talk about someone being uncomfortable, you talk about his dick all the time. And that probably makes him a little uncomfortable. But then I love Karen talking about her own experience. She's like, I once had a husband pull me in so tight that my breasts went all the way to my backbone. I'm like, what are you? I was so uncomfortable, but thankfully I was able to speak to my minister and then my husband. And he'd had too much to drink and there were witnesses. So I didn't need to sound the alarm.
So she knows, I think in the episode, if I'm not mistaken, I think she specified that it was a husband in this group. In this friend. My money is on Gordon.
Well, that's what I thought too, but she said it was 3 years ago, I thought.
Oh, did she?
That when she said 3 years, that threw me off because I thought it was Gordon from last year.
Right.
Because Gordon made everybody uncomfortable.
Very much.
And he specifically made her uncomfortable. And she was like, I am the ambassador for Surrey County.
Oh.
Have some dignity.
I didn't know she said 3 years ago.
That threw me off too.
Okay, well, who? Okay.
My bet was on Gordon too. And then she said 3 years. And I was like, well, then who the fuck? So Michael?
Right. Oh.
But that seems too easy.
Okay, the person that it could be, that I'm sure intentions weren't bad at all, but it happened. Maybe Chris Samuels.
Oh.
He's a big guy. Maybe he doesn't know his own strength and kind of, I love me some Karen. Let me give me a hug. And
okay.
I don't know.
And he's overbearing. Like he's so big and overbearing. Yeah. So it's like, oh my God. And okay, fine. But it was like something that she looked at in hindsight and was like, it was nothing. So then Karen says, you could have said this without us knowing and without bringing it to the group. And Gizelle, I didn't bring it to the group. Gizelle, you said it on camera.
Right.
It's in the group. And then Karen goes, well, who did? Robin Dixon. Giselle. Ooh, and then I love Karen. So Robin went to Mia with your story. How do you feel about that? And then Giselle goes, I've not spoken to her about it yet. And she goes, ooh. The theater, the dramatics. It was such a good scene.
You know, everybody on this show is praying for the day the Green Eye Bandits.
Oh yes,
they are praying for it. They want it to happen so bad,
so desperate. Because the producer in the confessional's like, "Are you seeing cracks in the relationship?" And Karen goes, "What relationship? Who?" Oh, of course, of course, of course, of course, of course. Like,
oh boy.
But then Robin shows up at that lunch, and Chris is like, not hugging her, and she's like, "Okay, wait, now hold on. I know this is weird, but I am actually not on Giselle's side with this one."
Mm-hmm.
And first she talks about the DM with Ashley and how that was not a thing. It was, and we're all in agreement. We're like, that was not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but Robin does try to give Gizelle a little grace. She's like, I don't think she was trying to say it like Chris was out of line. Candiace is like, oh, well, that's how she brought it up. She was clutching her pearls, acting like someone came in and tried to snatch her drawers, which is the bullshit. And again, I'm like, was Gizelle trying to hand Candiace her best season ever?
Right, a little redemption. You never know.
Because she's literally set her up to have all these funny scenes. Mm-hmm. Because, like, let's face it, Gizelle is a very polarizing character, right? Like,
yes,
you either love her or hate her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Candiace is pretty much you hate her. Like, it's a very small percentage of people. Like, I would say it's like a 60-40. Let's put it that way. Gizelle is a 50-50. Let's put it more 30-70 for Candiace. Like, if you had to give it a generalization. That 30% has grown to at least 60% now, because most of the Gizelle haters are like, I like Candiace because they hate Gizelle. So now they're like, I like her because she's mad at Gizelle.
Yep, exactly. That's how it goes.
And let's face it, Candiace is good with the one-liners and the reads. So she's got them all.
Absolutely.
So I'm just confused. What was Gizelle thinking was going to happen? Because then she's right. She's like, where was the discomfort at the spring kickoff? And you got Gizelle being like, hi, Chris.
Right.
I'm like, you should have committed, Gizelle. You should have really committed and been like, hi, Chris. Like, you should have been uncomfortable the whole time. Like, if you're going to go for it, you got to go for it.
You got to commit.
And even Robin's like, why talk about it now? I'm like, ooh. Robin is good though, because they're still friends, they're still cool because they know what to do. They're fine.
They're not gonna take it personal.
And Robin goes, where do we go from here? And Candiace goes, she needs to walk it back. But Gizelle is dead to me.
Oh boy.
But here's what Gizelle wanted. Giselle's like, it's been 7 days, and I would have thought that I would have heard from Candiace, and she would have said, I talked to Chris and he's very sorry he made you uncomfortable. Oh, is that what you thought was going to happen?
No, that wasn't the course.
That wasn't going to happen. Sorry, girl. That didn't happen. Okay, but next week we get a little break from the Candiace Chris thing, and we get more of Karen, Charisse. Karen immediately leaves when Charisse gets there, so we know Charisse knows something. Charisse knows like firsthand something.
Oh yeah,
Karen.
Oh yeah, she's the one that brought up at the season 2 reunion. Brought up Blue Eyes.
Blue Eyes.
She broke the internet.
And Ashley can't reach Michael, and the news about the divorce is out, so it's gonna get real ugly. Anywho. All right, guys, we're done now. Wrap this up. Okay, you know what we should do? We should record. I'm gonna just clip you doing your like end. Follow me here, blah blah blah, and I'll just put it at the end.
Okay.
Right? So that we don't just be like, okay, bye.
Perfect.
Yeah. Right. And
Absolutely.
I'll just do that. Okay, so do it now, and then I'll use that. Okay, action.
Hey guys, You guys know where you can find me. Follow me on Instagram at Reality Comics 2. That's TOO. Come for the memes, stay for the ramblings in my stories. Find me on all available podcast platforms: Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeart, all of the places. Reality and Comics 2. I would love to have you. Rate both of us 5 stars. Give us great reviews. You know, you can rate on Spotify now. People forget, but you can. So head on over there now.
Love that. All right, guys. Love you. Mean it. Don't forget to like this video if you're watching on YouTube. Bye.
Bye.